Hello, hello, KA Sports Boxing fans.
Hey,
By
man.
the way,
Got
I'm
an
not giving
edition of
any.
like post-fight analysis with the boxing dog and Kofi Basi Jr. Let's go. Let's get it.
All right, I'm not echoing, right? And if no feedback, I'm
Nah, it's
okay.
all right. You're doing good.
All right, guys. So as you can tell, we are all beaming with smiles. A 25-year record of undisputed heavyweight championships
Correct.
has
Correct.
been broken,
Correct.
and it was exciting. And we
Mm-hmm.
are going to dissect it. We are
Yeah.
going to analyze it.
Yeah.
We may have some other people join us.
All
If
right.
you are listening to us, join us in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us exactly what you thought. Let's
Mm-hmm.
get it popping. All right, Kofi. Let's
Hey,
start from
man.
the beginning. When this
Yeah.
fight was announced,
Yeah.
how did you feel about it?
Excited. Excited. Like you said, like 20 years in the making. I was looking forward. Right. I mean, I can't even be mad at the results that we got because in my mind, I'm like, will we ever get this fight? And finally it happened. So yeah, I was very excited when they announced it. And I think
Especially,
the build up and everything to today has been nothing but fantastic.
especially after the first postponement when Fury got injured. We really thought there
Right.
was some shenanigans going on and it was not going to happen.
Right,
But
right.
when it felt like it was going to happen finally, I think everybody was anticipating. I mean, heavyweight
Yeah,
fights are very fun to watch. And
yeah.
so going into the fight, I
I,
was
I, I always say that the heavyweight is the glamour or the heavyweight division is the glamour of boxing. I mean, if you're a boxing lover and you don't like the heavyweight, then yeah, I don't know what because that is where you see like the real knockdowns, like knockout knockdowns. That's where for real you see that a punch really changes the game, like we saw like some few minutes ago. It is the glamour of boxing, heavyweight division.
I know you want to jump to the exciting part of the night.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But when that first bell, or let's say after the first round,
yeah,
what was your okay? Before the first bell,
yeah.
what was your feeling coming into this fight? Looking at both fighters, what did you think was going to happen before the first bell?
Um, for me, I
Mhm.
I favored like Tyson Fury to win the fight. I think I already told you about it. I favored him to win the fight because of the way we have seen him or I've seen him box over the period of time.
Mhm.
Or I won't take away Usyk because I won't take away the fact that he's been an incredible fighter. But I favored Tyson Fury just because of the way I have seen him box, and the heart that he has. I mean, the opponent that he's faced, and the fact that he's taking like hard shots and still stayed on his feet to complete some of those old fights. If I say that, I mean, like for instance, the fight against Deontay Wilder, for example. So I had him. I favored him to win the fight. I felt like he was going to give us a very like dominant performance or something close to what he did, and that made me favor him like, ahead of Usyk. But yeah, if you ask me how I feel before the fight, that's how I feel. And how did you also feel before the fight?
I was with you too. Honestly, I thought that Fury was going to win, and it was from one simple fact that I didn't think Usyk's after the Daniel Dubois shot in
Mhm,
with Usyk, I
yeah,
didn't think Usyk was going to be able to take the body shots
mhm,
that Fury was going to bring.
right,
So I was very surprised
mhm,
that and at what happened. But going
yeah,
into it, as much as I wanted Usyk to win, that is why I'm excited for several reasons unrelated really to their skills.
mhm,
But I had called it for Fury to
mhm,
win because I thought those big hands were going to wear Usyk down.
yeah,
Obviously, we did see some of that in the first couple of rounds,
mhm.
but then later it all changed. We got Negro on. Let's ask him what he thought before going into the fight.
Okay.
What's up, man?
Hey, how's it
Welcome.
going?
Cool, cool. I'm good. I'm good, Reyes. I'm good.
What did you think was going to happen before the first bell? What was your thoughts going into the fight?
Okay, so for some reason, I've always believed Fury, Usyk was going to win by split decision. That was actually my prediction. And uh, when you look at both boxers and you look at their abilities and the ring IQ, you will see Usyk had the advantage. And the reason why I even choose split decision, because actually I thought it would have been a unanimous decision, but I was picking split decision because of the fact that it's a Fury figure, which is good for business. So
Mm.
there's no way Usyk will fight with Fury and just win by unanimous decision like that. If Fury wins 3 rounds, it will still be a split decision.
Mm, mm, mm. I get what you mean.
So
I
that
get
so
what you
that
mean.
was your thoughts going into it. After
Mm.
the first bell, Kofi, you first. What did you think?
After the first bell, obviously it was very clear that Fury had like troubles because he was fighting on the back foot. On the back foot, He- I was like, something is wrong, because his game plan was really to go to the body, but he didn't really go into the body. He wasn't having the success I think that he thought he was going to get because yeah, Usyk was moving correctly. He was I think Usyk really stuck to his game plan to upset the moment before coming in to come get like the fight. And I think Tyson couldn't find a solution right from the round 6, but in round 1, it was very clear that we might see something different.
Well, I think Met Sports TV is getting to the second half of the fight, but
Yeah, yeah.
yes, that may be what may have happened. But in the first half,
Mm,
uh, so no matter what you thought going in, I thought the first half Fury was doing the job.
mm,
So I actually thought my prediction of Fury going to win was going to come true. The
mm.
first half. So you Negro, you thought that Usyk was going to take the win when the first half of the fight was going like that. What did you think? Or you thought that was Usyk's plans to just wait till the second half?
Okay, so before the round 6, I actually had a two rounds for no, I had 3 rounds for Usyk. And after the sixth round, I gave the last 3 rounds to Fury. But then
Mm.
that the I think the fifth or either the fourth, fifth round, something happened, and I was a little bit scared because I realized Fury Usyk was getting slower, and Fury was landing a lot of shots to the body,
Mm.
and some was also below the belt, and you could see that Usyk at that particular time, I see Usyk to be someone that is mentally strong. But when the body shots started landing, a few low blows, it started losing focus. And that was when I actually got scared because I was like, this guy needs to stay focused, regardless of what Fury is going to do. Because Fury's biggest advantage is dirty, fight dirty, and play the mind games. So if you fall for any of these two, he easily wins the last 6 rounds.
Okay. Okay. So that's what you thought was going to happen. So you thought he was essentially sticking with plan. You weren't shaking.
But if
You weren't,
if I could do what Nigo just said, if you
Kofi,
if
go ahead.
you've watched most of the fights of Usyk, he's not really like a early starter. He warms up into the fight. So for me, I wasn't surprised that towards the end of the fight, he picked up his momentum and then gave us something different. Or I'll say he switched gears and then gave us even the fight against us versus Anthony Joshua. If you look at the first 3 rounds, you would
Wow.
think in Joshua's way, but then it's switched somewhere in round 9. Round 9, round 10, and then he started becoming like posing problems for, or I would say he was already causing problems, but he wasn't that with the effectiveness. But I think from round 9, 10 going, he was more accurate, more like yeah, more accurate, and he was landing most of his power shots, and then he caused problems for Anthony Joshua. So yeah, maybe by default or by his old fight, it would just make sense to say that Usyk just is a slow starter and he warms up in his fight. And yeah, we saw like some glimpses of it in this fight as well.
Guys, what do you think about it? Someone said Fury won all 12 rounds.
To be honest, I don't I won't I didn't score in my card. I didn't give the win to Usyk. I scored it like at worst a draw. I
At
scored it.
worst. So what you thought?
The difference that would make me edge towards Usyk was the round 9 knockdown, right? Because let us see, check the fight or watch the fight without the noise of everybody again. You realize that both guys, or most of the rounds, it ended, you go like, it's 50-50. Like you just have the feeling that it's 50-50. But it is a judge's job. He is his job sitting there and rehab with them, and then he feels like, okay, based on what I see, I'm going to score it for Fury. Or sorry, for Usyk. Look at it. Look at the card. Somebody even called it for the first scorecard. Fury won. And the second, and then the third was what Usyk won to won on those cards. And when I heard the scorecard, I wasn't shocked. I was like, yeah, it will be based on I saw the fight. That's how I was going to call it. And if I was a judge on that fight, I'm not going to call it a Usyk win. I would have called it for a Fury. But yeah, but that's just me.
Well, I was totally shocked towards the second half. I like I said, I wanted Usyk to win, but I didn't think it was going to go like that. Especially later on, I believe it was 9 that he almost knocked out
Yeah,
Fury,
yeah.
but Fury got a chin.
Yeah.
He just kept standing. He goes to the corner and just
Mhm.
kept standing. He never
But it wasn't
wanted.
ask me, because if you
uh,
knew you were to fall, then just fall and then take the rest. I feel like it affected him after he got up. Of course, we know Fury was going to continue the fight like he did. But if
mhm.
if I took a shot like this and I felt like it was going to be a problem for me, I'll just go down for the 9 count, for the 10 count, and then stand properly and then face him. Because I think the way he took, or the punches that he took, also affected the way he ended the fight.
You're right. You're right. But what do you think about the person that thinks he won all the 12 rounds?
Yeah, you go.
Well, I don't believe he won
Did
the
you
12 rounds
go
because
ahead?
listen, most from the first half of the fight, especially the
Mhm.
first 3 rounds, it was really close. You finish the round and you feel like, who do I give it to?
Yes.
But then, if you want to really pay attention and want to be a little technical, you realize most of the jabs that Fury was throwing was going straight into the gloves of Usyk. So for
Mhm.
me, from the first 3 rounds, I actually give it to Usyk. But the fourth, fifth, sixth, I clearly give it to Fury because at that time, Fury was landing correct shots to the head. It was landing a lot of success. It was going to the body, and the few responses that Usyk was giving wasn't enough. You see, maybe Fury throwing about, let's say, 10 good shots, and Usyk coming to throw like 4. So for the first half of the fight, the first 3 was close, but you realize most of the responses of Fury in the first 3 rounds was going straight into the glove. So those 3 rounds, I give it to Usyk. But the last 3 in the first half, I give it to Fury easily because it was landing the most clearer shots.
Now, do you guys think that Fury could have done better with the jabs, with his reach and height? I mean, what did Usyk do different that prevented Fury, or just totally annihilated Fury from using his jabs? He had a big advantage there.
There were times I was questioning if Fury was in the fight. In round 6, he got Usyk to back up, like he was going back. That was the round the fight turned. That he took a couple of body shots, and then he started going back. He went back because he was usually coming forward to fight, right? And
Hmm.
after that, it was first like I think somewhere in the second minute of round 6, he got that body shot, and then he was going back. And then even the commentator was saying he needs to double up. Why was he going back? It just didn't. I don't know, man. Because we've watched Fury over the period, right? If he sees that he has like an advantage, he comes forward to fight. But this time he was going back, and now I don't know, man. I just don't know. So if you're asking me, whether like Usyk annihilated his plan, the answer is I honestly don't know what would make you have like a success like you were having, and not to double or continue with it, but rather you want to go back. I just don't know. Maybe he got hurt that we didn't see, but I just don't know.
All right, I think we got Med on. Let him come and share his opinion.
Okay.
Hey, Med, how are you doing? Can you hear us? Ah, network. Hey, can you hear us? Med.
Yeah, no.
All right. How did you feel before the fight, and how do you feel now?
I was excited about the fight actually. First time in the history in 25 years having an undisputed championship bout. And I felt excited about it. I had Fury to knock out Usyk in the ninth round, but that did not happen. It's boxing. About the same, it was such an exciting fight by all standards. This is what we get when the best fight the best.
And and was it exactly what you were expecting? Oh, I mean, after at least let's say after the first half, did you still
Yes.
have hope that, or after the first half, he had given up on Fury?
No, after the first half of the fight, it was going exactly as I said it would go. I felt Usyk would lead the first two rounds, then Fury takes over, then the work rate becomes too much, then it will be a TKO with Fury dominating the fight. But Usyk's footwork and upper body movement were just too much for Fury to cope with in the later rounds.
Okay. So where do you think Fury goes from here? I mean, it seems like there's going to be a rematch, a rematch clause. There's a rematch clause, so there's definitely going to be a rematch. How do you think it's going? What do you think is going to be different, or you think it's going to be the same results? Let's go with Negro first. What do you think is going to change?
Okay, I feel like you see, Sugar, who happens to be the coach of Fury now, it doesn't really read games because you see, for this fight, if I was in Fury's corner or I was one of the advisors of Fury, I would have told him to maintain weight because you have a longer reach, you are tall, and music will come dancing. All you have to do is make sure you counter punch. Secondly, Fury has a good defense.
Mm-hmm.
And when you want to become lighter and dance with a boxer like Usyk, that is when you start
Mm-hmm.
getting it wrong. Because you can't
Mm-hmm.
dance with him. And the more you do, the more you get tired. And the
Mm-hmm.
good thing about Usyk is that Usyk throws a lot of shots. Usyk Usyk doesn't have that power point, but it lands most of the shots that he throws, it lands it really well. So
Mm-hmm.
a time is gonna come, it's gonna drain you. Already you've lost weight, so you're a bit
Mm-hmm.
lighter. You're not on your natural weight.
Mm-hmm.
So you getting exhausted is easy. Secondly, you can't dance with him. So if I
Eh,
was in his corner,
mm-hmm.
I'll make sure he maintains his weight. We work on power shots to the body, counter shots. And as soon as you find success, you see, that's what I'm saying. They didn't read the game well. Usyk has a very good recovery, same as Fury. Both boxers have very good recovery. And when you have two boxers that have good recovery, you need someone that will land a good punch and follow up. You get me? So
Yeah.
Fury maintaining his weight and working on a power punch, it would have been the best. It would have been the best thing that would have gone well for him in this particular fight.
He actually thought Fury thought he won the fight. What did you guys think about his response? I thought that in the beginning he sounded well, but he totally blew it when he said that he thought he won the fight and blah 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 is because Ukraine is at a war. I thought it was totally unprofessional. He could have taken his loss well, and just say, hey, the better fighter won tonight. Let's do it again next time because we know there's a rematch clause. Why this? I mean, what did you guys feel about it? I thought it was not a good response at all.
Uh, I don't blame I don't blame Fury for thinking he won the fight. It was a close fight. Let's be honest. It was a close fight. If not for the knockdown, if not for the knockdown, it would have been a majority draw because one of the judges had it to 115, 115, 112. So if not for the knockdown, that was 2 points. It could have easily been a majority draw. So I don't blame Fury if he thinks he won. At least one of the judges whose scorecard is valid scored it for Fury. So there's nothing wrong with him thinking he won. But stating that it was because of the war, etc., that's where I disagree with him because Fury has taken on the boxing establishment and have defeated the boxing. Usyk has taken on the boxing establishment and has defeated the boxing establishment. Fury was the clear favorite in this fight, though the odds did not state that categorically. But any official working on this particular fight knew that Fury was the fighter we were going to preserve. Even if not that, I do not think that Fury would have even gotten a referee scoring for him if it had been a pure 50-50 fight, a fight being promoted by a neutral person, or both, or it was a collaboration promotion. I think it would have been unanimous decision. But Usyk took on the boxing establishment, and Usyk has poured Gary into people's big time money because they were looking forward in making Tyson legitimate Fury and Anthony AJ Joshua, and that would have been the biggest fight of the century, and that fight would have grossed more than Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao.
But if you ask me if Fury felt like he won, I think it was the same response like Evander Holyfield responded. He was like, "Yeah, from a fighter's point of view, he will feel like he won the fight. He will feel like he won the fight because it was a very close fight. It was a very if I agree with Med with what he said that if it wasn't for the knockout, the knockdown, this result itself would be questionable because there were rounds that go like, okay, so who do I give it to? It was very close. It was so close that when they had like they have their own one of the journalists who's also like who scores the fight. He was scoring it in such a way that, and then he was saying that it's a close fight. So even though he scored it 9-10, it could also go anyway. It could go like either side anyway. So yeah, I mean, the only person who was there who felt like did more than what we saw, gave it to Usyk. But in any case, if it was a technical draw or a majority draw or whatever draw or whatever they put it, it would still have been like a fair result. And so
And,
every
and
feeling,
even if it has been scored for Tyson legitimate Fury,
yeah,
it
it
would
would
have not been bad because if I have seen the master scorecard, and what helped Usyk was that the judge, it seems the judge that gave it to Fury scored the second round for him also. So if that judge also, the other two judges scored the second round for Fury, and the one that gave it to Fury has scored it for Usyk. So if he also had scored that second round two for
for free.
Fury,
It would have been a different altogether. So yeah,
You-
see, Doc. Usually, we have to understand that in as much as the guy there is doing his professional job, he's also like being also weighed by a lot of factors going on, like the sound, the cheering, and everything. Usyk's team were see, we were all watching the fight, but I could hear more Usyk than Fury, right?
You're right. I was
Like
wondering what was going on. I could hear
exactly,
Usyk.
exactly. And anytime that happens, you could see like Usyk got some different type of energy, and he performed differently. No matter how you saw it, he performed differently in the next 5 to 10 seconds. It was a little bit different. If I was the judge,
to me,
I would be swayed by the.
Is it for me? Actually, this particular fight, I was telling most of my friends that you don't have to miss around because it's gonna be a fight that will be one on point. So you don't have to mix around. And see, and if you really want to pay attention, the championship rounds, Usyk did better. Usyk fought well. He landed more punches, and throughout the fight, you see, you can't in a fight like this, you can't take the championship rounds away.
Let me ask you a question.
Fury,
yeah. Hold on. With regards to the championship rounds, with the two championship rounds, 11 and 12, do you think?
Yeah.
Fury won both? Do you think Fury won both, or you think it could have gone either way?
See, for me, the championship rounds, I'll give it to Usyk. This is an undisputed fight, and see, undisputed championship like this. You the bigger man. See, this is a fight that everybody's watching. You the bigger man. You should show some kind of I want it more. But Usyk, after scoring that knockdown, winning a couple of rounds, came in a championship round, and he showed the hand that he wanted it more. He kept chasing your man. Your man couldn't stand and fight.
And
11, I feel like these little things.
Watch round 11. Wasn't the round I would have scored completely for Usyk? No. Round 11, I wouldn't have completely scored it for Usyk. I would have given it for Fury.
So that's what I'm saying. That Kofi, that's what I'm saying. So in a fight like this, where most of the rounds are very close, and you want to feel like, okay, let me give it to this or let me give it to that. The rounds are so close. So the person that shows more heart, the person that shows he wants it more, you are likely to give it to the person. For instance, me, I knew Usyk has a good ring IQ, and I knew in the later rounds it was going to come in strong. Even in the round six when Fury was landing, you see the clear rounds that Fury did well. That it was boxing your man, and your man couldn't do anything. It was from 4, 5, 6. Fury fought so well, like you can't even say you will score those rounds close. Fury fought well, but from the round 6, this guy came in. He has good recovery. You see, both boxers have good recovery. So in a fight like this, who wants it more? This guy kept chasing you, and most of the shots Fury was landing were more like he throws one jab and he start moving away. Usyk comes, he throws about 3-4 combinations, lands a few. So you could clearly see that Usyk is the one that is wanting this thing more. Secondly, Fury thought he could play with this fight. At the point, he was showboating, and the showboating went against him.
Man, that's part of the entertainment.
Looking forward to the rematch. I won't lie because I think
you say you are looking forward to it.
The rematch because this call, if I'm Fury, yeah, and I felt like I won, and like people are saying, you gave it away because you didn't put on the show like you wanted it more. That's what I hear Nigo say. I think that will be the argument of most people because he was fighting like he didn't want it more. I think if he comes into the rematch, I think he would have to show that.
No, Kofi, it's not even about him not wanting it more. See, he was fighting against a technical guy he couldn't stand in front to box with. You see, most people have this thing in memory.
Wait.
Listen, Kofi, I'm coming. You see, most people have this thing in memory. See, if you look at Usyk and you look at Otwali, those two people, they gave Fury a tough fight. Now, look at the other opponent that Fury was not just knocking them about. Those were pure heavyweight that had no footworks. They just stand there and Fury just boxed them. So people have this mentality that Fury is so good to some extent. Look at what Ngannou did to him. So you see, this momentum he built at a point. Everybody felt like he was a A guy, but it's not a A guy. See, Kofi, if you want to be honest with yourself, if Fury doesn't fight dirty, and he doesn't do all this, he doesn't fight all these people that don't have footwork.
What you mean by fighting dirty?
He finds it difficult.
Fighting dirty?
What
Exactly fighting dirty?
Oh, using his elbows, putting his weight on boxers.
So
see,
if you go to a boxing gym, right? This is you go to a boxing gym. There are some rules of engagement, and that's the we have like a referee in the middle. If the referee feels like something isn't right, then he's supposed to call it. I won't say okay, fine. He doesn't fight dirty or the way you are putting it like dirty, but there's somebody in the middle to make sure that the fight goes on well. Putting your weight on someone is part of the fight. Clinching is part of the fight. I mean, all those things are part of the fight. The referee's job is to make sure that he's also doing his job on the night. I mean,
I get that, but you see, what I want you guys to understand is that anytime Fury will face someone like him, someone that has the qualities like him, someone that can easily move. Do you know if Wilder had a good defense and Wilder could move really well, it would have won all the 3 fights. I'm telling you. Because see how slow. See, look at this point. Look at how slow Wilder is. Wilder was landing most of his shots. Wilder fought Parker, and it was like a boxer that was actually starting to learn boxing. So these are some of the dots you need to connect.
When you're going to Matt, you want to say something?
First, I disagree with you on saying Fury versus Otumwale was a close fight. It wasn't a close fight. If not for the cat.
I'm not saying it was a close fight. Listen, my point is that anytime Fury.
Okay,
listen.
I'm going on a point. Please let me finish. I think that Fury, like I said to you, Kofi, earlier, just about when the fight was about to start, coming down to 260. Remember I mentioned that?
Yeah, you told me, yeah.
The punch resistance might go. In my preview, I said if Fury would have come in, I think he should have come down in weight. But if Fury should have come in around 268, his punch resistance would have still been higher than what it was today, and I think we would have seen a different fight.
To me, I believe Fury doesn't want someone who knows how to dance. Fury, when Fury moved to top rank, it was telling them that they should give him boxers that are a bit taller, boxers that he can easily land those shots. And you see, it's boxing. To me, most of the predictions I do it through film studies. And the film studies is me connecting a lot of fights, looking at people's strength, and at the end of the day, making my predictions. And anybody that Fury fought that went the distance with that person, AJ comes in and knocks the person. And anytime Fury fights someone,
that is never
anytime. No, I'm just making a point. Anytime Fury gets someone who knows how to dance, Fury.
Let me touch on your Fury and AJ argument. Any common opponent.
No. See, listen. Let me finish my point. What you are saying, you won't get what I'm trying to say. Let me finish my point. It's not even about comparing AJ and Fury. What I'm just trying to say is Fury was moving around because he can't box with someone who has qualities like him. See, we all know Fury is a good boxer. Fury can box, Fury can move. But in this particular fight, he was running away. And at a point when he came in, and I was happy. I think the round 5 or 6, when he started landing those body shots, he started taking some punches that it felt like the guy was coming in. So he has to continue moving. If he should stand toe to toe with this guy to box, there's no way we'll see the fight go to the distance. It would have been a knockout for the guy. Because see, anytime Usyk doesn't have a strong, he doesn't have like a power point. But anytime Usyk lands a few shots, you can tell that you can see from the reaction of Fury that it doesn't like to take those shots from him. That's the reason why he was moving and he was boxing him around. He can't stand toe to toe with that guy.
But I would
It's a fact.
Your notion of him running away, I disagree. I mean, this is most of the time how Fury fights.
But Kofi,
But
you would agree. You would agree with me that when he fought Chisora, when he fought White, those people stood toe to toe with them and boxed them. It was chasing them around.
Yeah, but he was. If you say that he was
But
moving, because this fight that we watched.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not. Listen, Kofi. I'm not saying the way he fought.
Fighting from the back.
I'm not saying.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not saying the way he fought like it wasn't running. I mean, he has to be technical, and he has to make sure that the opponent that he's facing, he will get some advantage to himself. So that advantage is for him to move back and land his punches. So what I'm saying is,
there were times in the fight we saw Usyk go back many times, and on those times that he went back, you could just make the conclusion that he's hurt, but
yes,
was forward. Like I'm saying, there's something really off about this fight on those distances. The Fury that we know, he would have wanted to still go forward when he see that and that's why you go like, oh, he was running away. He wasn't really running away.
Kofi, the Fury that we know after Ngannou, you should know it's not the Fury anymore.
Exactly.
It hasn't been after Ngannou. It hasn't been after Ngannou.
What?
His fight.
What do you mean?
His fight versus Otto Wallin. After that fight, the hurt, and then he got that cut at the back of his He has been very careful when he's fighting like opponents.
So that's what I'm saying. So he has changed his way of fighting.
Yeah, that I agree.
Exactly.
He was running away. That's somebody.
No.
Now he runs away. If you are fighting scared, that's running away.
Kofi, you are not getting my point. You are not getting my point. See, if you should fight any guy that has a good footwork, that can apply pressure, Fury will start moving away. But that to me, I don't see anything wrong with that. I feel like that is his tactic now.
So can you do back on? Would you call the times where Usyk was about going back also his running away moment? Is that what you're going to say? Because there were many times that
no.
He was going back.
Maybe the term is not running away, but the point is that he fights too defensive. Like how people say Shakur Stevenson runs away. No. But that's the fight now. That's what Tyson Fury does now. He backs up a lot.
So the times where Usyk was also going back, would you say that he was running away from punches then?
But this
Kofi, listen, Kofi, wait. No, Kofi, wait. Kofi, let me answer you. Kofi, let me answer you. Anytime you take a punch, Kofi, that hits you, you will move back or you run away. It's a fact. So the rounds that Usyk was running away, he was taking punishment. He couldn't stand it.
I don't think it's for me. I don't think it is a fair representation of what we saw that he was running away. No, I don't think he was running away. I think it was just the way he was fighting. But because he did got successes in some of these, but he didn't go forward. He was going back.
Okay, then let me ask you a question, Kofi.
Yeah.
When people say Shakur Stevenson runs all the time, you also say you say he doesn't run. He's just his style of fighting.
Yeah, I've always said that style of fighting. he's just a defensive fighter. No matter what you do, no matter if put him in against somebody who even fights better, right?
Kofi,
more than
Kofi,
this is
Kofi,
how he was.
Kofi,
Somebody,
Kofi,
guys, somebody has a
Kofi.
quick
When
comment.
Shako fought Valdez, fought Valdez, Shako wasn't running. See, Shako was not running that fight. I hope you remember when he fought Valdez, Oscar Valdez, he was never running. He stood toe to toe with Oscar because he knew Oscar doesn't have a good footwork. He knew when it comes to like technicalities, it was far better than him. So he stood toe to toe and fought him. But when he fought that last guy, that's when he became a Shakira. He was running away.
Well,
Guys, don't be mean. Don't be calling boxers names, man. We don't do that.
The way it's different if somebody comes into a fight, if the person is, I'll say brutalized or really hurt, and based on that person is going like on the back foot. But if
look, guys,
let me
cut you short. Somebody says
get go. If the person is fighting and going back, then you should know that that's the person's strategy from the beginning. It's different from I'm hurt and I'm going back. It's different from I come into the fight and then my strategy is that when I'm making a couple of success, I need to back off. It's different. We are weighing it from a different spectacles. I think you need to really assess it right or look at the perspective that I'm also saying and then maybe think about it differently.
What do you guys think about what one of our viewers said? They felt like after the trilogy, Fury's chin is not the same. They think Wada took it. What do you guys think? I actually think he has the chin because the way he kept going. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think.
I think that Fury.
I think Fury.
But he has a good recovery. You touch him, he will go down. But he will recover.
Okay, that makes sense.
You touch him, he will go down. Look at the loads of punishment he took before he went down. Ordinarily, I can bet my last word. If AJ had taken that consistent amount of punishment, the next round would have been over.
Yeah.
Would have been over. What we have seen with AJ. Yeah. But I think Fury goes down, but he has good recovery. But on a more serious note, I think that Usyk should have won this fight by knockouts. The referee, the establishment, because the ghost of Fury did not touch the ground. Neither did his knee. It was his body that was saved by the corner. So the referee should have allowed Usyk to work.
I agree.
And so that was what I was saying. The fight, if not for that knockdown, Usyk would not have been undisputed. No way.
I mean, see, man, I agree with you with all that you have said. I mean, Fury has a good recovery. I mean, I've always been saying that some of the shots he took from Wilder, and this guy will just come and recovers within 1 or 2 rounds, start afresh like nothing happened. He has a good recovery. But you see, those punches that you guys are saying, if that knockout didn't happen, Usyk wouldn't have won the fight. See, it's all part of boxing. He landed those punches. So that punches, they matter. So you both should start taking those talks that you guys are saying. If it doesn't...
No, I'm not saying that he wouldn't deserve it. No, you are not getting me. What I'm saying is that if not for the knockdown, he would have been robbed, would have been denied of the win.
Exactly. The last thing to is that, the last thing to is that it's a good thing. That happened. This gives the explanation to Kofi that Fury was running, because if that at that point Fury was punching him and he nearly knocked him out, it tells you he tasted a punch and he didn't like it. The same thing happened when he fought Ngannou. After tasting that power shot, and he knew that power shot was so strong, he was never coming closer. He started running away. So when we say Fury runs away, this is the point you are trying to make. Anytime he faces an opponent that he sees that
Maybe the running
It seems
away.
that opponent is too much for him.
Okay, let's say the running away is what Kofi disagrees with. I think Kofi would prefer if you use the word box.
See, see. Okay, moving away, running away. There's all an away in it, and that way is to prevent you from getting punched. Listen, man. See, running away, moving away. There's an away in it, and that way is to prevent you from getting punched. All boxers run away. See, the fact that we are saying he runs away doesn't mean Fury is a bad fighter. You meet certain opponents and you realize you have to stay away, move away, or run away.
If you go to the boxing gym today, there's a boxer who is taking lessons on how to box from his back foot. So if I watch a fight and somebody's boxing off his back foot, I won't say he was running, because there's a difference when somebody's hurt. Usually, when somebody's hurt and the person is not being able to take the punches, and based on that the person is moving out, then it's different. But even most of our fighters in Ghana, for example, don't even know how to box from the back on our back foot. It's if we want to say because of that they're running away, then we are making a mistake, because that is not what it is. He was really boxing off his back foot.
I mean, Kofi. I know that boxing should be exciting. We should have certain discussions like this, and these are the things that spice it. When you know a boxer that really knows how to box, he stays in front, he knows how to fight, and when it comes to setting opponents, it changes his style. I mean, we all have the right in a way to describe it. Like Met was saying, Met said, Met is like he moves away.
Yeah,
I am saying he runs away. If you go to the boxing world today, they say Mayweather is an athlete. He just runs 100 meters in a ring. But listen, Mayweather is an excellent fighter. I don't like Mayweather, but he's an excellent fighter, very smart, good ring IQ. His movements are solid. But he won't stand toe to toe to punch with you. But that is what we call it in today's boxing, running away. That is why everybody says Shakur runs away, because Shakur faces Oscar West, is toe to toe, boxed him. Like, see, he wasn't moving away, he boxed him.
Well, I mean,
he fought other opponents, same thing. But
so
I watched the Lewis Murray versus Inoue, right? Inoue was at some point fighting from his back foot. Why didn't we say that way?
Yeah.
Why didn't we say? Because he got knocked down and he got hurt and was fighting on his back foot.
So,
yeah,
Kofi, now we are.
Can I
now fighting on his back foot? See, there are times it comes in to engage.
Yeah, but Tyson also came in to engage in this fight.
Yeah,
he came to engage in this fight too as well.
Exactly. So Kofi, I'm not saying Fury is bad.
No, I'm not just saying you are saying it's bad. But if somebody is watching us somewhere else, I need a person to really understand, or like not take it out of context. You get what I mean? Because there's a difference between somebody fighting off his back foot and somebody who's hurt, and based on the way he's hurt, the person is actually trying to like recover by moving away or running away. If you get what I mean. So that's why that's just the point I'm trying to make. Because it is a hurt business. And so if you are hurt and you are moving back because you are hurt, it makes sense. But there's a strategy that you have to use that should match like the fight that you are in, so that you are still competitive, still dangerous, and still fighting. And that's what the recovery and everything that we are talking about.
Hey guys, can I get a word in? I don't know if you guys thought this too, but there was a comment. I mean, there may be some truth in it, but this person said the fight was most idiotic, stupid, embarrassing he has ever seen in 50 years. And he said it was obvious that Tyson was injured. He barely threw his right hand. That MF was there for the money. 2-3 years ago, a guy like Usyk wouldn't last 5 rounds with Tyson. That Tyson, I will not say the word, Imbecile, like his father, is a black eye for boxing. So the person thought that Tyson could have done better with his right hand, and because he didn't do it, he thought that he basically just went for the money and wasn't ready to fight. I mean, did you guys see anything like he was hurt and he couldn't throw, or he was just the word I want to use is not incapacitated by Usyk. He just couldn't do anything with his right hand.
Okay, that was what I was saying. Fury did not land straight right. And as the saying goes, the southpaw killer is the straight right hand. And Fury had the reach advantage with his right hand. He did not land it. But it wasn't because he did not. I don't think because he was injured, because it was taken away from him.
Oh,
Because it was
Yeah, yeah.
it was taken away from him because Usyk was not stationary. And if you keep on throwing and you are not landing, your energy level is draining. That was why the uppercut was a safer option, because sometimes he lands it to the head or he lands it to the body. And in my preview, I have stated that Fury should go in for the uppercut more, but just that Fury was not firm enough after that knockdown. He wasn't stable enough to have confidence in order to land the uppercut. Even when he was having successes, he wasn't flat-footed in order to land the uppercut with full force, making Usyk being able to take it. But one thing I thought Fury should have done was throw the Golovkin punch. What do I mean? You throw the punch downwards. When Usyk ducks, instead of you always meeting him with the uppercuts, this time around he hits him downwards. And Fury did not, because Golovkin, if he seems to be moving too much and giving him problems, he begins to change how he throws the punch. He brings it down. He knows very well you go down. So whether it lands on your back, wherever it lands, it will landed. And that will also keep diminishing your energy level. I think that it would have been like the comment the person said 5 years ago. 5 years ago, Fury did not take the fight. It's just as simple as that. We can
No,
let's
no.
not try.
I think
people are refusing
I
to think that, to know that
Let's not
time
make
has
any
passed.
time.
Time has
Let's
passed.
not take any time.
listen, no. To me,
Uh-huh.
I agree to a certain point. I agree with Med. Styles make fight. Fury, Usyk took that right hand away, so he couldn't land it. You see, people keep mistaking. Usyk is older than Fury, and Usyk coming from cruiserweight to heavyweight.
Let me use an example to back that point. It's not because Deontay Wilder could not throw the right hand against Parker. Parker took it away because he wasn't stationary. And when you miss and you are hurt, you become hesitant to throw next time. Because you know that when you miss again, you would be. So it makes you timid. That was
Exactly.
how come Parker was able
Dog,
to, and that was the same thing that
dog,
happened here.
dog.
Mhm.
To me, Styles make
I'm
fights.
listening.
In today's boxing, even to most of the coaches we have in Ghana, see, they have to start studying.
Mhm.
See, I don't want to be controversial, but the majority of boxers we have today, right, in Ghana, I don't
We're
see
gonna
most of them.
touch on a little bit of that. Go ahead, because one of the boxers from Africa who was on the bill lost in round one. That was very
Yeah,
devastating, and I think we have to touch on that. But when we get the
exactly.
guys back,
I don't
we'll
see
touch
most.
on that. Mhm.
Yeah,
Go
I
ahead.
don't see most of them bringing us a world title. It's only a few. See, it's only a few. We have a lot of boxers in Ghana. Someone like Danny Gosh. Dog, I'm telling you,
Mm-hmm.
if maybe Kaoloko is listening to us, that guy is a world, is a world champion. And this is a time I feel like Kaoloko should invest a little time with film studies. See, in every weight class, we have styles of fighting in every weight class. Now, you realize that most of the boxers that we have in Ghana, their style of fight is all the same. Same basics. We have a lot of good talent too. Some of them, the kind of punches they take, like you see, and you can see this is a fighter, but the film studies. I feel like our coaches should start engaging them. Someone like, especially Danny Gosh and the guy, that Mayweather guy. I think he has some of the qualities, and a little film studies will prepare him for those divisions. Styles make fight. Fury fought against a boxer that was tough, very, very tough. All the guys Usyk was beating, especially let me use Tony Blue. All those guys that Usyk was beating. It doesn't mean they are not good. They are all very good, but it was making it look easy. And the fact that it was making it look easy, people should give him that respect. It's older than he's way older than Phil. He moved from a cruiserweight to heavyweight, and he's dominating. So people should give him that respect. Fury came to fight. Fury knows what it means to be what it means to be an undisputed champ. But this fight was just too much for him. If 5 years ago he took that fight, I believe the same results would have happened.
Do you guys? I really think that the weight difference made a difference, because towards the end, when Fury was tired, Usyk was still moving around, and that it was almost about, if I recollect, my memory serves me right, about 20-pound difference. So and that I thought made a difference in the latter rounds, because Usyk could still move, could still throw hands, he could still move, while Fury was just tired. So while we love the heavyweight, I think someone like Usyk coming into the heavyweight is going to be a problem for a long time, because he is not that big of a guy. He can actually move around, and that I thought made a difference in the latter rounds. But guys, since we got everybody on, somebody said, Harry, why do you think Fury got robbed? You gotta explain that, and we'll bring it up. But guys, before we go, let's not forget Joshua. Harry said we should watch the highlights tomorrow. Why the highlights? We saw the full fight. We saw the full fight, and many people thought that Usyk won the fight. At the end of the day,
I also feel like Fury won, or it could have been a draw, so he's not alone. Yeah, he's not alone.
But why do I still win the fight?
Nico, I have been to, whilst we were watching, right? I went to YouTube, I went to Counterpunch Boxing, I went to G-Man, and I went to Showbiz the Adults. There were people who were writing, they believe Fury had won by a round. It was that's not a fight. Sometimes, boxing is quite an interesting sport that is subjective. How you like your fights.
Yeah.
David, Usyk won. David Usyk won. Oleksandr.
But Alexander the Cat Usyk deserves every credit, because he has put in preparation, and this goes a long way to tell me that the rematch could be very, very interesting. The rematch could be very, very interesting, because maybe, like Ligo said, if Fury comes in a little bit upper in weight and gets a little bit of punch resistance, and the disadvantage to that is that he can't also move like how he moved today again. So it's kind of a dicey situation, and I think that Fury has done a great mistake. He shouldn't have let. If not for Ben Davis training Anthony Joshua, I think that Ben Davis should have been added to the Fury team for this particular fight.
I also have like a comment to make. I mean, if you also listen to the coaches a couple of times that time in the corner, he was telling him that what he was telling him that go into the fight. I don't know if you heard it. Like go into the fight. Something is wrong, bro. Something is wrong. There were times that he was making the success and then he was still going back. I just don't understand. You know.
So it seems that Harry is not very happy. He said Usyk took the first Fury took the first 6 rounds. How did Usyk win the other 6? I think Harry, from my perspective, I also believe that it was the second half that Usyk took over. Fury was not doing what he was supposed to, he was doing the first half. He wasn't doing it in the second half of the fight. So that's how Usyk won. And don't forget, I think Usyk won at least a round in the beginning.
In the
And then I thought
it won
Usyk
two.
won the first. Usyk won the first round.
In the first 6 rounds, you can give Usyk 2 rounds. After the first 6, at least 2 rounds.
Exactly. All right, so guys,
Yeah, I gave Usyk first 6 rounds. I gave Usyk round 1, round 2. I gave Fury 3, 4, 5, 6.
Exactly.
And with the knockdown, it's an Usyk win. But all the same, I think that the rematch would be very interesting. Fury can still come back from the rematch. The performance wasn't that bad. I'm not saying Fury wins the rematch. The performance wasn't that bad. Fury showed more bravery than Anthony Joshua.
guys, so the draw at the Harry, I would have been okay with the draw also, but I was okay. I would have not been happy with a win for Fury.
Fury.
I would have been okay with a draw too or an Usyk win, so it went the other way. But I didn't think Fury didn't do much. Fury didn't do much towards the end of the round for me, honestly. And that 9th round rocking was just too much to overlook. And I think that I felt like swayed the judges. And then after that, Usyk Fury was just not himself anymore. And that's just my thoughts.
But let me come in again. And even Usyk himself, after that round 9 performance, he wasn't able to pull it off again.
You didn't think Usyk was able to pull it off after the 9th?
Because no, he couldn't maintain the 9th round.
Yes.
He
backed down. He backed down.
Fury also took. Fury gave him.
See, dog. One thing that you guys are having it wrong is that both boxers, they know each other and they are very technical people. You see, the reason why Usyk couldn't continue, he knows that this guy has a good recovery and he can land any shot. So the moment you have some kind of success and you can't finish it, take your time and start all over again. That is the best. That's the best thing to do. It's a good ring IQ. Because the moment you exhaust yourself and Fury lands one shot, you are done. Fury is not like AJ. AJ takes a lot of time before recovery. It's not like Chisora, who takes a lot of time to recover. Fury, after a knockdown, can come back and bring out the beast in him. And these two guys are very smart boxers. They have good ring IQ. Look at the time Fury was calling Usyk to come to the corner.
Because of the comment,
Usyk moved forward and he stepped back.
because everybody's
Guys, hold your analysis. Hold your analysis. This is interesting. So Harry said he's from the UK, and the media wanted Fury to lose. I'm a bit lost there. Why?
Most channels predicted for Usyk. Most channels.
No, but why would the UK media want Fury to lose? I thought he was very loved there.
No, it was because of the shenanigans of Tyson Fury. Everybody had gotten fed up with him. having postponed the fight several times.
Bro,
Let's
listen. If indeed the media guys were predicting a Usyk win, if indeed they were predicting a Usyk win from the media, they were just being truthful. Look at that performance from Ngannou. After testing that power, he started fighting back. He couldn't come closer. He couldn't box. And look at his last fight. So
close the show.
okay, let me read
If you focus on the comments, we'll not close the show because we are already like.
we are.
And then
We're almost done.
try to lose, and then maybe we wrap it up.
Yeah. Okay. So, Ben, what are you saying?
I want to read a tweet from Terence Crawford.
Oh, okay. What did he say? What did Crawford say?
Man, you all better put some respect on Usyk. Man, he's definitely a candidate for #1 pound for pound fighter in the world. I'm no hater. He beats the man. He beats the bigger man in the bigger division. I salute
And
you, bro.
that's coming from a pound for pound fighter. All right, guys. Before we close off, we had one man on the bill representing the whole of Africa, and it didn't go well. Not only did it didn't go well, but it just didn't go well at all. I mean, we're talking about round 1 defeat. That was heartbreaking. Honestly, I was like, I was picking something while the round started, and I came back and it was over.
I remember telling you that the fight is over.
I was shocked. Honestly, I was shocked. Oluwaseun Wahab Joshua lost to Chamberlain in round 1.
Matt, can you give us a rundown of what you saw?
The fight, there was nothing much in the fight. Oluwaseun did not land anything significant. It was just the fight started. We are feeling each other. Jabs, block, moving, trying to just bam. That was it.
Okay.
There was nothing in the fight.
Okay.
There was actually nothing to really analyze because I think at a point in time, Oluwaseun tried going to the body. Chamberlain stepped back that was twice. Then Chamberlain circled, threw a jab. Immediately he found his range. That was it.
So are you saying? If you go ahead.
Would you say the referee called this right? I want to hear Med. What did the referee make the right call by stopping the fight?
The referee actually saved Oluwaseun.
Okay, all right. Thanks.
Damn.
I just wanted to.
So was this one of those like when Richie was this one of those where Richie lost when Richie lost to this guy in round 2 for his belt Teofimo, where they were going boom and then that was it? Was it an accident or Joshua was not fighting? Like what?
I feel like
see if it was one of those fluke accidents or
no,
can fight kind of situation. That's what I want to know.
Dog, first and foremost, after the weigh-in, you could see the difference. Oluwaseun is a super featherweight boxer. That's the first thing to establish. And Chamberlain is a natural lightweight. Sometimes they even fight at 138, close to 140, super lightweight. And after weighing, when you saw their face-off, you could see that Oluwaseun needed a miracle to win this particular fight. But you see, this is when sometimes our coaches and our managers and promoters, they need to think big. Because for instance, I'm a businessman. I wouldn't let Oluwaseun go pick a fight with Chamberlain, where we have a weight disadvantage to ourselves. It's a bigger guy, it's fighting in a bigger card like that. Oluwaseun is representing Ghana and Nigeria. And after that loss, do you think we are going to get a bigger shot like that again? No. So sometimes
you are like a businessman, right? And you have fighters that you you are managing, or you are responsible of. How often,
Yeah.
like we just witnessed? How
Kofi,
Say that again.
how
come
often
again.
how often do we get shows like we just saw, and how many times do we have to protect our fighters?
Kofi,
Oh, Kofi,
it's not
is it for
about.
Negro before I come in?
Yes, 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 yes. Because he was
Okay,
saying
go
that
ahead.
he was saying that the way he said that, like, he's a businessman. Some of our coaches, we need to, like, when I'm asking that, how many times do we have to protect our fighters? One, and then two, how often do we hard like we just saw? Because I'm asking those
Okay,
because for him as
Kofi,
a yeah, yeah.
Kofi, like I'm saying, I'm a businessman, and sometimes the business decisions it goes beyond what we think.
Hmm.
Like you, for instance, you know me. There's been certain things that like I've said back then on Cable TV, and some of it actually happened. You see, if you are thinking business and you have the money, you have boxes, give them the right competitions in Africa. So instead of taking a boxer to Riyadh, everybody is watching, and you see this kind of disgrace. It means the next time you get it, it's going to take a very long time. So why don't we build African boxers, have some kind of good competition in Africa to raise a lot of talents that are exposed to people like Chamberlain? Do you get what I'm saying? Those Chamberlains and those people that you see, they don't just come to the big stages. They go through the process. So why are we using our prospects? Oluwaseyi is a fine boxer. When he started in round one, I like what he was doing. Just that he was in a little bit rush. Oluwaseyi is a fine boxer. Why don't we do that investment? Take him around Kenya, take him around South Africa. With that, we are building numbers.
I strongly disagree because Oluwaseyi is not a prospect.
Yeah, no, he's not. Where he is.
He's been boxing for more than
No,
10,
no.
10
Kofi, you are not getting my point. What I'm saying is,
but listen, Oluwaseyi has been protected for a very long time. In fact,
Kofi, listen. You see, you are getting Kofi. So listen, you are getting my point wrong. If you are saying Oluwaseyi has been protected for a very long time, it means what I'm saying, the competition that he needed to face in Africa, he wasn't facing it. Do you get my point?
What I'm trying to say is that
Let me come in.
Oluwaseyi has been a fighter that this is the platform that he needed to go forward. Because he's already
so what, Kofi, genuinely, let me ask you this. Genuinely, do you think Wahab was really prepared for this stage?
Yes. If you say, I will say yes.
Be honest to yourself.
Why? Because this is the competition that he needs. No, because this is the competition
Kofi,
that he needs.
This is what you are getting wrong. Kofi, this is what you are getting wrong. You are saying this is the competition that he needs. First of all, it's a super featherweight boxer going to fight someone at lightweight, who is also a favorite. So when you are saying this is the kind of competition in this, you are being unfair to Oluwaseyi.
No. Let me come in.
If he accepted the fight, then he knows or he knew that he could make the fight.
Kofi, it's out of desperation.
No.
Don't say that.
He is responsible for his life stepping into the ring to go and fight.
I want to come in. I want to come in.
If I have a fighter, and if I have a fighter, and then they bring us a contract for us to fight, and I look at the weight and I think the fighter cannot make it, I won't let him step in there. And the fighter should not even want to put life out there to go and compete. If he knows he can't make it.
Kofi, it's poor management. Because listen.
Let me come in. Can I come in, man?
Okay, you let Doctor. Where Doctor?
Let me come in. You are both right. And I'll explain what I mean by you are both right. A Negro is right in the sense that we actually don't build our fighters right, period. We actually don't build our fighters right, period. And by the time you have the wins or the record that Oluwaseyi has, in reality, you should be ready for this stage. So if we build our fighters right, Oluwaseyi by how we should be building them, Oluwaseun is ready for this stage. At his record, this is the stage he's ready for. So that's why you are both right. So there was really nothing else where to offer Oluwaseun at this point in his career besides giving him fights like this, besides the Commonwealth that he fought at, besides what else? So if you were his manager, you're gonna turn on the fight and pick what fight again.
But Doc, let me not catch you. It's like telling us that Obodai Sai should go and compete. Like we should still need to build him up. Somebody who has like over 40 something.
No, Kofi. Let me say this. Doc, let me say this. What I'm trying to say is, I'm not saying someone who is of age that has passed the limit, or like someone who has a record of over maybe 25, 30 wins should be taken on this tour. What I'm saying now is, listen, Kofi, you come to Ghana, you see a boxer like Danny Gosh, who has like 8-0 or 9-0, and you see this guy has a potential. See, before Danny Gosh turns like he gets a 20-0, you need to take him around to face serious competitions. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you were saying maybe our bosses have been protected a lot, I get you. But what I'm trying to say is, before you get them to this stage, like Doug is saying, get them the right competitions. See, most of our boxers that have like 25, 30-0, see, it's only 2 countries they're fighting. Maybe 3 countries, Togo, Ghana, and Nigeria. And it's the same thing, and they are protected. So a manager in Nigeria won't give a crack boxer, will not give his boxer to a crack boxer from Ghana. They will pick and select. And that is what I'm saying. So if you have the money, see, we can make promotion so beautiful, so nice in Ghana that by the time, see, I can tell you for a fact that Oluwaseun was paid peanuts. Because what numbers do you have? What do you bring on the table? That's what I'm saying. Say the managers and the people, they are not trying for them. What?
No. But what could have the manager done in this situation?
Dog, you have a boxer. Dog, I'm coming. Dog, you have a boxer, right? You have a boxer. See, dog.
And then we can also chip in. So other than that, it's going to be like just us. So let me hear what Negro has to say about it.
Dog, you have a boxer in Ghana, right? Me, when I started promotion, I told myself I was never going to sign any boxer. The reason why I said I was not going to sign any boxer in Ghana is that if I should sign a boxer in Ghana now, it's like a bad business I'm doing. It's really a bad business. See, if you have the money and you sign a boxer in Ghana, give him that experience, he will become a world champion. Don't let him be fighting opponents. You can see most of our our matchmakers and promoters in the country, they are not even helping the situation. Because a matchmaker, you give him your box and will tell you, okay, I'm a tour boxer, Togo, so already your boxer that you are building, you are wasting money. Because first of all, if it doesn't put good performances, it doesn't get value. Let me use a scenario. This guy, Olecsandr, he did a very good job with this boy. What's his name? This light, it was a featherweight. I think when I fight at lightweight, Alfred. See, when Alfred started, Alfred was a very good boxer. I watched a few of his fights and I realized this guy had the potential. See, he started attracting, how do you call it, investors, like the Ash Foam or latest Foam. People started investing in him. The next thing, I see they took him to Dubai. Alfred has 1 loss, right? Alfred has 1 loss. His new management in Dubai, they were giving him tough opponent. He has 1 loss. That 1 loss that Alfred has is better than someone who will fight boxers in Togo, Nigeria, and be protected and be taken to Riyadh or be taken to Las Vegas to disgrace us. See, if you have the money, do the things right. Take these guys to see the show they started doing for Alfred in Dubai. Give him good competition. He lost a fight fair and square. Right now, Alfred will come and sit down. He and Coach Killer, they will sit down, take their time, start analyzing and see. Because you see, when you are spending money too, when you are spending good money too, that is when you start thinking a lot and saying, okay, this money that I'm spending, I need to make sure my boxer is this and that. But you, the boxer, see, some of the time we'll go to Buko Marina. We'll go to the Buko Marina, and some of the boxers, before he's even coming to fight, He doesn't even care. He works because he knows it's Achinagbeshi. He knows the boss has to lose for him. And the Boston League, you see, the Boston League, for some reason, people didn't like the Boston League, but I think it was the most competitive. I'm coming. The Boston League has been the most competitive.
For that,
see,
let's not digress. Negro.
Yeah.
I strongly disagree.
Madam, we are listening to you.
Yeah.
I strongly disagree with you. Oluwase, for his last Batman fight, he lost on majority decision.
Yeah.
Came back and won a fight, and he's rebuilding. It's either he rebuilds from the middle. And Chamberlain is not a top level fighter.
Not a top level fighter at all.
He is not a top level fighter.
At all.
So this is just a competition that is just a step above you or within your range per your record. Because Oluwase has more knockouts than Chamberlain has fought.
See, who did he fight?
I'm coming. I want to build a point. So the fight was right for Oluwase to take.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad decision at all.
See, with a weight disadvantage.
Oh,
I don't know why you
want to bring the weight into it. To be honest,
we just witnessed Tyson Fury having about 28 pounds advantage limited.
No, that was the heavyweight. See, you can't see. Man, listen. You can't make that up. You can't make that up.
Let me tell you something. A bad working man always quarrels with his tools.
See, man, Kofi, dog, you have to be fair. This is a guy that is a super featherweight boxer.
I kept quiet. I don't have a problem. I think Oluwase can come back. That is not the issue. But why I disagree with you is that the fight was right for him.
It was the right fight for him.
So come on. Most professionals in this boxing thing.
One thing I have been advocating on my channel is that Africa needs to create its version of world championship.
Exactly.
Africa, we need to create our level of world championship.
So like do our own competition, grow the champions, then we send them out there.
We don't know.
Good.
We are not going to fight for the WBC. If we are coming to fight for the WBC, then that means it is Africa, Union, so it's a unification fight.
Hey, I mean, if that thing will work, that will be good. That means if you are coming out there to fight for them.
That's why I did not interject anyone. How do we do this?
That makes
We
sense.
just have to fight among ourselves for the next 10 years. It is not a one-time thing.
See.
We just have to fight amongst ourselves competitively.
See. Okay.
Charlie, I get emotional and excited about these things. There is somebody in Ghana right now. When you ask them for competition, they will say we are protecting somebody's investment.
Good.
There is a fine line. There's a fine line between. Oh, Della, I'm sorry. You go ahead, man. You finish. Let me. I'll make my point after.
Batista, man.
The Nigerian guy.
You do what? The ID bastard. That fight, that is this. Took Ghana back more than the Oluwase loss.
Yeah.
You're right.
He took Ghana boxing
You're right.
backward more than the Oluwase loss.
Yeah.
Administration is poor. We first.
No. Oh, Kofi, I disagree. Kofi, why would you say that is right?
Bro.
Kofi, I disagree.
They lost.
This is we fighting ourselves and realizing. See,
So I guess he's
No,
looking
it
at it
will
as
see if the
international
guy lost,
disgrace
it means
and
it's
home
not prepared.
disgrace. There's a different type of disgrace.
All this
the
grace is
way
better because that one you can prepare.
It's home house, right? You know, yeah.
But still, no
There,
fine.
there are 7
No
entries.
matter how you see him,
It be disgrace, but it's
Guys,
good
can I
happen
talk
in Ghana.
about something?
There are
Man, you've
about
had the
7
floor for
levels.
too long.
I'm not talking, there are military entries. There
okay,
are about 7 levels into boxing. There are about 7 levels before you get to the World Championships.
Uh-huh.
Ghana does not go through even 5.
Hey, hey.
When you enter the gym as a novice, that level, then you start sparring in your gym. After sparring in your gym, you go to area, then you go to districts, then you go to regional. Before national, then you think of international.
Wow.
7 levels. We don't have district competitions because by now Okankwe South should be fighting Ododoli Odu.
Hey, hey.
Then those that win in Accra, then we build and go and fight Kumasi, Cape Coast. Why do I say this? When we do this, the rich people in the area, they will begin to back their own because every boxer that is good have to leave Sunyani and come to Accra. So now the people who are interested in boxing promotion management are few. So everyone is coming to. But if we are able to build a regional champion, the Alaji in Brekun would want to push the Brekun fighter. So he is being financed by people of Brekun. He's being supported by people of Brekun. So if he steps in the ring, he has the people of Brekun behind him. Then you come to national. So by that we have a national competition. So if you're a national champion, recently at West Hills Mall or Kaswa, the fight we went to cover,
Mm-hmm.
somebody no chance was fighting a national championship belt against someone who hasn't fought for 2 years. For 3 years, he was facing someone for the national belt, and his opponent hadn't fought for 3 years. And his last fight was that person was knocked out.
You make a lot of point. When you land, I will come in.
If you want to talk, we talk plenty.
Okay. Thank you. You are right. Our issues are very big. I get passionate about it. I get excited about it, and I get sad about it at the same time. If anybody wants to be real about our issues in Ghana or sometimes even in Africa, some African countries are trying. But in Ghana, if we really want to be real, yes, we are not building fighters. And most people, or some people that I wouldn't say most, what I have come to realize is people build the fighters to get them to a stage like this so that they can cash out. That is their mindset. They are not building, we don't build boxers
Doc, let me tell you something
for
small.
champions to be
Including the
champions.
coaches, including the coaches, they just train the boxers to cash out. So that is the
That's what
mentality
I'm
of
saying. Like
everybody.
at all
The coach
levels,
and everybody, they are just going to cash out.
at all levels, that's what it is. At all levels, it is about protecting their records to cash out. So that, but if people know what they are doing. When I say people, outsiders who want opponents know what they are doing. Some of our opponents who have 10 wins or all green, 10 wins, 0 losses will not qualify. And you guys know I have done it different ways, promotions, managers or not. I was trying to find an opponent for one of our boxers. The IBF rejected like almost 8 fighters I sent. And some of them, I thought at some point they were even being like just almost trauma. They were just, but any point that they made, I kept it in my head. They'll be like, this guy, there was an opponent who I thought, oh, this one there who passed 8 wins, and 1 draw, and they told me that he's only fought weak opponents, so he cannot fight. So somebody or someone is not doing their job of educating our handlers, the handlers of our boxes. Otherwise, they will not be so much interested in the W. I took it. You take a chance, and there's a fine balance between protecting a boxer's record and testing them. I'm not going to say it here because of conflict of interest, but you can protect a boxer's record and also test them at the same time. There are ways to do that. Give them a strong opponent, let them come and do what they need to do. But if they're at your home, there are different ways you can do that. If you go away, there are different ways you can test them and still, like Negro was saying, Afrelamte got tested. He got a 1 loss. That doesn't mean it's the end of it. He can learn from it and rebuild. I tried with Samuel Lai. He got beat by a southpaw from outside Ghana. You have to test them from Togo. You have to test them, but there's a way of doing it, and I feel like it's about time our handlers, coaches understand that it's not all about the WWW. But then again, we, the 4 of us, and other people may care about what is happening on the international stage. They just care about go to UK, go fight, get some 4K pounds. Who cares about a title? So the mindset has to change, but they forget that getting on a stage like this could get you and winning could get you your next bout to be 100,000 euros or dollars or whatever, instead of it should be a handler fight 4,000. So there has to be a re-education. If we're going to be honest with ourselves, our boxers are not built right. Period. Our boxers are not built right.
And if I would like to touch on the Oluwase subject, there are some ages, or there's an age, if we get there and somebody tells me that you are still a prospect, then we are all not being fair to the fighter. For instance, you are like more than 30 years, right? And we have like the young blood coming in who are very skillful and are very like the young is always like young at heart. Oluwase has like a fantastic record. You would only have to set the person on the other side down to let them know that maybe we have to cross this and cross that because they are like weak opponents, like you're saying, right? But Oluwase and the fight Chamberlain, I think, in my opinion, was a 50-50 fight. It was a perfect 50-50
really?
fight. It was.
Looking at the records, yeah.
It was.
Looking at the records.
Kofi, you see, Doug just said something. He said they were looking for opponents, and IBF keeps saying these people are fighting weaker opponents. Do you know why the sanctioning bodies are starting there? Do you know why His Excellency? See, the round 1 knockout that happened, I don't think His Excellency will be happy about it, because His Excellency, he actually wants the best to fight the best. So if an African fighter, Kofi, I'm coming. If I'm coming, Kofi, I'm coming.
Saying that Oluwase's fight, the guy that Chamberlain that he fought deserved a much superior opponent than he fought Oluwase. Is that what you're saying?
Kofi, listen. No, it looks like
the fact. Are you saying that
Kofi
doesn't have the pedigree to fight Chamberlain?
Kofi, no, see, let me say, when Chamberlain finished the fight, do you know what Chamberlain said? Do you know what Chamberlain said? It was like, when they interviewed him, it was like he thought the fight would have been a very difficult fight.
Yes.
That is what he said.
So he said he thought. What tell you, Negro?
Yes.
What that?
So Kofi, listen, Kofi, you are not getting my point, though. So listen, if on paper this fight is supposed to be 50-50, and he ends up in round 1, when Chamberlain just lands a few shots, and he just ends in Kofi, listen, and he ends in round 1, he should tell you. It should tell you there's something wrong on the paper.
See,
Kofi, that's why they talk.
It should tell you there's something wrong on the paper.
Oluwase's.
Kofi, forget about the run. Kofi, see, you are building a boxer, right? You don't build him right. See, there are a lot of boxers that you come to Ghana. if you see their wins, some have like a perfect record. But you realize they didn't take some of the like the big this thing. How do you call it? The big competitions or the big tests that they were supposed to take. So what I'm saying is, if you are saying, Kofi, I'm coming. Med, I'm coming.
We won't
Med,
mention.
wait, I'm coming. Med, I'm coming. If you say the fight on paper is 50-50, and it just ends up in round one. See, Oluwaseyi was off. The referee actually saved him. See, he was off. He fell down straight. He fell down flat. And what I'm saying is two things. It's either the weight didn't help him, or that fight was too big for him. And the weight you could see when they did the face-off. This guy was so bigger than him. Oluwaseyi has been fighting at super featherweight and super featherweight for a very long time. So even if you are moving him to face a tough opponent like Chamberlain, at least it should be a weight that will favor him. Me, I'm telling you, I'm saying this in two things: either the weight advantage, the weight disadvantage, or the fact that he wasn't prepared for this fight.
Yeah, then I'll go for the wasn't prepared, because this is a fight that it's just like how Doc is managing Holy, right? And then there's an opportunity to go fight, and let's say Chamberlain.
Title something. I will go.
I will say Chamberlain. I'll just put a Chamberlain like Chamberlain, and then you tell me that I ask you, Holy, can he make the weight? Yes. I will have to trust my boxer to go there to go and deliver. How many times?
Kofi, you yourself, you've been saying this thing from way back.
See, but
you've been saying the same thing from way back, that our boxers are desperate.
Wait, but wait, how many times should we be managing our fighters and not wanting to put them in real fights? How many times?
And
what
usually happens is
emerge as the biggest country with a fighting. Let's just take
Kofi, so the real fight. Why don't you start giving them real fights before they get to the top?
For that,
that's my point.
Not a promoter. So you need to channel that question.
So you see, that is my point, because this is a big disgrace to us.
How did we even emerge as like the biggest country, like the biggest boxing country out of Africa? It's because when Azuma went there to go compete over there,
that's what's always going to happen. Yes,
I was going to make it.
We always go as the opponents.
Fool the boys' mind to get out there to perform. Yes. Because we always know we are going to be the underdogs, bro.
We know we are going to be the underdogs. If you want to look at all the boxers that brought us success, they all went through this African Games, Olympics. See, those are competitions that you meet different opponents. They are not being.
We have to go and tell him to step down. It's not making the boys for the Olympic Games and the regional. That's what you're saying. We have to go and tell Coach Asari that.
No, Kofi, listen. You are saying that Azuma become Azuma, and I'm telling you, most of these boxers, they became known through these games. Someone like Dogbe became a public figure already before he started fighting abroad because of the games. Someone like Samuel Techi right now, if Samuel Techi should start climbing up, he will be getting the right thing because already he has made a name. So some of these games are very important. Like Med was saying, some of these games, competitions, those stages, they are very, very important. I can tell you for a fact that I don't think maybe Oluwaseyi even went through some of these games. Do you get it? And it's not that always all those people that go to the games that become successful, but it's a kind of competition for you that you taste.
You have been
certain things outside.
Some of the world's best,
exactly.
Africa's best.
See,
let me
exactly.
Okay. Let me come. I remember in December, right? We had the bout, and this guy was there. Ade Olebiko, the zone guy. So I was with him. There was this particular fight I had forgotten. It was a very competitive fight. Then he was like, sometimes our boxers, right? It was a very competitive fight. I've just forgotten. They have gone through a war. Some of our boxers, Oluwaseyi has fought about 24 times. Let me see. Hold on a minute for me. Oluwase had 25 fights on his record. These days, most of the boxers, by their 15 fights, they have competed for the world title.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we go through a lot of training camps and a lot of fights, and sometimes the wear and tear. We take a lot of quantity for fights, but we still prepare, and they have tones on our body. Instead of going for quality, I don't know how to put it, but I hope you guys are getting my point.
Yeah, I get
Oh
what
yes. Oh man,
We do a lot of-
if I didn't know what I was doing, man, to cut you short, not to cut you short, if I didn't know what I was doing, Holy will still be fighting Count Tomatoes right now. Oh, doctor, how does that help the boxer? Man, go ahead.
So he drew my attention that we fight a lot of times, one punch, but it is getting a toll on your body. So by the time you get to the world stage, you have taken loads of punishments, and that is where you get exposed. How many fights does Shakur Stevenson have before he's a world champion? These days, boxing has changed. Lomachenko, Usyk. Usyk became a world champion in 10 fights.
Yeah, true.
But these are people with serious amateur background. They went to the games. See, you don't just discredit these people. See, the amateur, even the Vianney that I don't like, the amateur experience that he went through, although he didn't go to the games, they actually prepared him, took him to Mexico, started giving him fight. Like, you see, sometimes it's not even about the numbers, that maybe someone has 10 or this 10. It's about, and most of the people too that have like 10 before 15 before they become world champion, most of them have strong amateur background. You get it? So that is our problem. That is what Kofi is trying to tell me, that I should go and tell Coach Asari to step down. Kofi wants to give you problem.
Our boxing needs a complete reform from everywhere. Administration,
to be honest,
training.
Very honest, Doc. To be very, very honest, Negro and Med. I think Shako. Oluwase, it's a size fight no only are not with Chamberlain. It is a size.
That's what I'm saying. What fan will it? But no Negro koji in-house okwe many Chamberlain no ni many the competition here me. There's a difference. I mean,
yeah.
But somebody was talking about ranking, and Negro said we should forget about that. It's true. There are ways you can get a box. Sometimes it's not even about who they have fought. It's about whom you know. For some of these sanctioning bodies to rank them, we all know there is a.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there, but there are some boxers in Ghana that have been ranked that I know that if they get any international fight, it will be around one, but they have been ranked. Because we look at the opponent that they fight, gym bodies and stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Let's be honest with ourselves.
We are being honest right now.
Let's call a spade, right?
I don't want to mention names though.
Oh no.
Ghana, if you mention them, you have problem.
Call them.
But we have to be honest.
Charlie.
Kofi is telling me I should call Coach Asari to step down. Kofi, how can you do that?
Let me play around small with some controversy.
Okay.
Let me play around small with some controversy. John Lai.
Yeah.
John Lai, expensive boxer. Oh, where's Doc? I'm not seeing Doc.
Doc.
Why hasn't John Lai fought someone like Holy or Alfred? These three guys, there should have been a triangular fight between these three guys.
Yeah.
Even if it's not going on record, we forbid them for gym,
Dog,
make them
dog.
whip each other, make we see who make
Dog.
ready. Even if we don't want it on
dog.
record.
If you see Shakur, if you see Tank, if you see Deviani, they fall for themselves through sparring. And you see, that is the preparation they give to the boxers. So like I say, it doesn't have to go on record. Let these people fight each other. They should keep fighting each other.
People don't even want to do that.
For all you know, Tank has fought Shakur more than 6 or 7 times before they come on stage. Look at Ryan Garcia and Devin. They fought 6 times at amateur level because these are potential world champions. So they tested each other. Iron sharpen iron. Anyway, so sometimes it's not even. You see, when they say they are protecting their investment, they are making a mistake.
They need to.
You are rather. Exactly. Exactly. This thing, see, this sparring, they should be doing a lot of sparring.
So
and
I mean, we all know. Hey, me, I not gonna mention him.
Edwin.
I don't go.
No, Gabo Samuel, if you have a fair,
say get his size, then beat him, then say why. He get his size, then beat him.
Edwin, you are muted.
Miniano. What is it?
Oluwase get his size, then beat him. No man say why. Then beat him, why then beat him? Oluwase.
Oh, but see,
I don't agree. The weight advantage.
Edwin in fighter, then beat him for America. My fighter, then beat him for Ghana. Good. We are trying to test them. That's what I'm saying. You have to test them. You don't have to test them when it's
let me tell you something. You see, see this IET, Edwin's boxer IET. You know, in Ghana, it's one of like the best fighters. I actually saw some of his fights when he was coming up. See, at this, Kofi, what I was saying that you were not getting it, this is the best perfect example. At this stage, I don't think it's 20-0 or something, but he has started fighting all these big boys in the US. What he's doing now is he's still marketing himself. People are seeing potential because the fight that he even lost, he didn't lose like in a bad way. It was still competitive. So some of these fans knows that there's this IET guy that is a tough boxer. Now, if he gets a little sparring, the experience that he will bring on board, if he comes to Ghana, he will beat most of our bosses.
Let me ask you a question. If tomorrow there is a fight, that there's a Aite is going to fight Jesse Bam Rodriguez, would you say he shouldn't take the fight?
No, I'll not let him take that fight. Kofi, I'll not let him take that fight.
That one there, Kofi, I'm the one that even says, like me, my boxer is ready, but there are some fights, I mean, it's automatic loss because you know the opponent.
Good.
It's not like you were saying Chamberlain and Wahab. When you look at it, it was the right time. You are talking about Jesse.
You see, Kofi, some of these things, when you do that, you are destroying your boxer. So when you do that, you are destroying the boxer because after losing, he will lose that confidence. And the little money that you get, nobody will call you again to come and fight. Okay, so give him this fight that is
everyone coming
to build himself.
You have the fighter.
Coming.
Oh no! I'm saying actually, I mean that fight wouldn't make any sense now to take. And like you're saying, that's more money that you even get. You're going to Akabacha Hila Stako.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are some fights you would take. Even if it's still outside, there are some fights you would take, but you look at the opponent,
exactly.
At least, if it's not 50-50, and it's even 40% you and 60%, it will make sense.
Kofi,
like 28.
Daddy Lumba, our own Daddy Lumba and Oluwase. Who do you think is a better boxer?
Oluwase.
Oluwase. Daddy Lumba fought Chamberlain. Daddy Lumba fought Chamberlain, and the fight ended in round 4. Do you understand the point I'm making? But this Daddy Lumba.
That's why I was asking that. Was it a fluke or not? You guys are saying it was.
Because I want to watch the fight. I have not seen the fight.
I was surprised myself.
If we are all going for it, and then
no. See, technically, Chamberlain was bigger and he was a better boxer. He took his time. At the beginning, Oluwase was rushing. That's what I'm saying. See, You can't compare Oluwaseyi and Daddy Lumba per records. But Daddy Lumba has some kind of experience. He's a journeyman in the UK, US.
Yeah.
The experience that he has today. See, if he meets Oluwaseyi, will give him trouble. He has met all these guys. So what I'm saying is, we don't keep our boxers in Ghana, build them to maybe a 25-0, then you bring him to come and fight someone like Timberlake Bagbile. Give him those experiences at a very young age. Let him get that experience. I can tell you for a fact that Daddy Lumba.
Chamberlain.
We're talking about boxing, but another problem we are not talking about is the quality of coaching.
Hey, that's a topic for another day.
Quality of coaching is poor.
Because you know the fear that you know the fear.
Quality of coaching.
They're not they mention names. They're not they mention names.
He mentioned names already.
What made the coffee they do right now? The next time I go talk to they go do show, they go start in Miami.
Okay, so
yeah, they go Miami. They go talk to okay, doctor, the coffee bar taxi. No, why you come with a free promotion?
But I know, on a serious note,
anyway,
he's making a point that our training level, it needs to increase. It's for sure. Because their results are showing. Their results are showing. If you claim you know something, the way you show what you know is how you put it out there. Yeah. If you know something and you put it inside, we don't know that you know it. The only way you will get props. Why does trainers like what is this guy? Derek James and all these people get known? Because their boxers get world titles and stuff. Their work show. So it's not like we want to talk down on someone or anything. The work is not shown. The work is not shown.
Okay.
See, Ben Davis.
Okay.
He boxed as an amateur, never as a professional.
Must get K.
They talk about us or they talk about the coaches. They talk about. Come make we talk.
Ben Davis.
After this show, they will get problem.
The first major bout he got was Tyson. And
your sound will be clear. Make you adjust your voice. Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Speak up.
Yeah. Okay. Ben Davis boxed at an amateur level. Even if he don't win championship, but he has learned the job. If you listen to Ben Davis breaking down a fight, if you listen to him breaking down an opponent, the day I really watched him was Lomachenko. That is why I mentioned that if not for Ben Davis working with Anthony Joshua, Tyson should have brought him to this town. The way he broke down, remember he was in the corner of Devin Haney when he fought Lomachenko. He was the assistant coach. The way he broke down the Lomachenko fight, you could see that he has seen gaps and they have rehearsed ways on which they will take the advantage of those flaws. And not just on those flaws, how to also set up offenses of their own. And there was clarity. Though I'm not a boxer, I could immediately he says it. I could not my eyes have been open to some I wasn't seeing this thing, but immediately when Davis analyzed the fight, you could see that most of our boxers and most of our coaches, they can't even analyze fights on the spot. How would your boxer X fight this world champion? He doesn't know.
So I mean, so we all agree that
There's so much I want to contribute to this, but I want to be measured in my in my pronouncements. But yeah,
No,
agree with you for the most
I
part.
mean, it's unanimous that we are not saying that they are not doing their work or not, but basically we have to upgrade our level. We have to because the results are not showing. The results got to show. The results got to show. When was the last time
In
we
my
had a world
experience,
champion?
with Ghanaian coaches, the one thing that runs across to me is their complacency and thinking that there isn't anything more for them to learn in the sport. They are, and you wonder where the complacency comes from because they don't have there's nothing to show for their complacency to begin with. But the sort of complacency these guys show when you point out certain things to them is just crazy. So I don't know. Maybe someone can help me understand where that level of arrogance comes from, or that that complacency comes from. I don't know if anyone has experienced that with interacting with these coaches back home.
Yes, true. I mean, even if you say something, they go like, "When did you even come? When did you even come into the game?" Some comments like that. Or,
Almost mentioned the name.
but yeah, I think
Almost.
I really understand and agree with what you're saying.
I was going to do an interview with a coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I don't want to mention the opponent because it will be. Then I told him that how does your boxer beat this guy? He was like, Sale close cigar, man. I'm like, this guy that your fighter does not even have the footwork to close the gap.
Mm.
So I followed like how Sale followed. I'm like, no.
But see, man, I feel like sometimes it's not just a coach. Like I was saying, it's promoters and managers. Do you know why I'm saying it's promoters and managers? Promoters and managers, they spend the most money. No, man, I'm coming. Man, wait, man, I'm coming, wait. You see, promoters and managers, they spend the money. They run the whole shoot. So if you have a product or you give birth to a child and you want to take him to Saito, when you have the money to take him to a private school, or you know something that, okay, this person that I'm investing this money into him, I've kind of like learned a little about the sports of boxing. So if he's training with these people, I need to tell them that, listen, I need to see some changes. Because these coaches that we have here, sometimes you can't blame them because it's sometimes it's exposure. They have the exposure, but when it comes to certain things, that's what they ask you. Meboba. Because Meboba, he has been in the game for a long time. And to them, they feel like what has been taught. Those days when people used to fight with their heart, they were not adding the science. They are still using the same method. And when they were fighting with their hearts, some people were able to become world champion. So to them, this is what they have in their head. But if you have the money and you tell them, listen, if I don't see this three sides of boxing in my boxer, it means I'm wasting money. If this boxer doesn't come and it doesn't fight well, I'm not putting him on my show. It will kind of wake them up. But we are spending the money, when they say something, we don't want to talk. We are like, okay. So the managers and the promoters, we must call the shot now. Because you see, if you are promoting, there are certain times you
in Ghana, you
do certain fights, people come around.
Hey, bro, we want to call shots in Ghana.
See, people come around and they go like, see, Kofi, listen, see, most of the fight that I promoted, the one that I got good reviews were the amateur fights. The professionals, my guys who come there, they'll go like, Charlie, you didn't put the team they do, the other team on sweet too. But when amateur people are fighting, see, my guys will be screaming throughout.
Okay, so now let me ask this question. I'm sorry not to cut you here, but you see, we can all agree, I think, that at the amateur level, the boxers look very impressive. I mean, do we agree to that? Now is this same Ghanaian coaches that coach these amateur boys, these young boys, say from 7 to maybe 16, 17, the same coaches. And then
Yeah.
when we look at them, we are happy with their performance. In fact, it inspires us to manage them at a very young age and then possibly turn them into professional boxers, thinking that that growth trajectory will remain constant. So the question now becomes, where is the gap? What happens at the amateur stage that the coaches are unable to translate to the professional level?
I think
You see,
trying to
Edwin,
Yes, sir.
the amateur, the amateur like this, amateur, we
Mhm.
don't really have like, it's not technical like the professional. You get it? Amateur, you need to fight really quick to get a point. But
Mhm.
at professional level, that is when you apply a lot of sweet science because of round. So you have the time. But the amateur level, you see, and most of the people, the thing is, when they are fighting at amateur, most of the people that comes there are casuals. So when they see like the points, they go like, oh, storm, oh, within 3 rounds we are done. So you don't
Yeah.
get endurance. You don't really see footwork. You don't really see like the qualities of the boxers. But at the professional level, when the boxer is naturally good, maybe you like maybe after Lamptey, some of the Danny Gosh, they still have like certain qualities. They were born fighters.
Yeah.
But the other, when they start doing 6 rounds, 8 rounds, you realize they are not good. Their conditioning is so bad. Their footwork, they don't really have a good job. So that is a little different, and that is where I think maybe our coaches should start like looking at it deep
I also feel
because
like in the amateur shows that we do in Ghana, it's usually or 80 out of 100 in within Ghana and by Ghanaians, also Ghanaian opponents, right? The competition should have been like this. Okay,
Point. Good point. Good point.
if we compete like in Ghana and we have like a young champion, maybe we take them to Nigeria to go, right, and then maybe they go to uh, maybe I don't know West African games, then maybe we go to the African games, and then we go to the Olympic games. If they can't qualify into Olympics, there are a lot of tournaments around the world. Like in Netherlands, they have like the Eindhoven
Yeah.
championship. The
Yeah.
whole um, uh, uh, I'll say um, the European Olympics where they come to compete in boxing. In Canada, they have the Ontario where they compete. Right, and I'm sure in America they also have something like that they go fight. So this is the difference. If at least our fighters were this fighters we go watch them at these sorry in Accra, for example, these amateur fighters that we go watch them excited about, they don't get also exposure even within their amateur ranks to say for them to go compete in some of these championships, because it would have also like prepared them ahead of their championship, like ahead of their professional careers. Because if I can give my new plan, for example, whilst he was competing at the Olympics and all that, he was fighting like, or he was seeing like Lomachenko around that time. So
Mm.
you go to competitions around that time, you fight them even around like when I'll say when you are nobodies or when you guys were both nobodies. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So yeah, we get excited because we see them within Ghana and they are fighting themselves. And when you turn professional, it's the same themselves. We don't see the difference. So if a coach tell me that maybe Oba because Nimba in Nakeshibiane are not different here, you understand?
Oh,
So
Charlie.
my own is that don't have
Maybe born boxing
me
film.
me told him man Akeshe a beer. Yeah, no, kind. All right, fine. It's not happening like that. See, there was a time in Ghana we had a Cuban coach, and those was our glory days. When you look at our amateur fight,
Our history. Yeah.
the guys were traveling, going places, competing, and it was fantastic. Now, go. Let me even use the crop of fighters that we have now, that we have for example, right? So they fight in Ghana. We camp them, do not residential, non-residential, everything in Ghana. And then when we finish, we compete in Ghana. You are going to compete, for instance, in Paris, for example, for Olympic. Do you know what the Americans are doing? Do you know where they've gone to go compete to make sure that they've bagged experiences ahead of the Paris competition? But we are in Ghana, we are fighting ourselves. And we are going to a competition where Ivory Coast, Togo, and Niger will be there. We've not even bothered to go even bring Bangladesh to come and prepare us. We are there fighting from Bronx Gym. They will go and bring fighters from Fifth Square Gym. They will go and bring Wisdom Power. They will go and bring Charles Fortin fighters. And we are expecting to go and fight somebody who has taken his fighter to Tokyo to go and compete, to Ontario, brought him to Mississippi. Some people come all the way to Mogadishu to go and compete just to get experience of those people from those places as well.
Yeah, to see different looks.
So, and we want to go to Olympics, go to qualifiers, and we want to go and qualify. Even that one self that we are supposed to present our strong team. There's also like favoritism and I like you because I think you can do it, not because I think like you can't do it, but it's because I feel like you are in my gym. Ah man,
our problems plenty.
We cannot, if not anything. We've gone to competitions and we've seen that this guy beat this guy, so this guy should win. And the next time they go for competition, the guy that was beaten is standing there, and you ask yourself, did they do a miracle fight somewhere else that we didn't see?
But
you understand? So,
man, you want to end? You want to go?
I
I just have
want
a
to
simple question. If I was to go to Ghana right now and propose some closed door fighting amongst some of the best, would they allow it? And if they won't, why not?
I think they won't allow it because
It depends on the friends you have.
Mebuba. That's the question they ask.
Mebuba.
Yeah. So before
or the friends too that you have.
To Mebuba, then you can get it through. But if you don't have a solution to the Mebuba, don't go to Ghana.
I just don't understand. What is wrong with pitching the best against the best? Closed door, no cameras. Let them actually slug it out and taste some big.
But no, you see, no. I feel like this thing that you are saying, they can accept it, but it depends on who is bringing it on board. You see this thing that you are saying, pass it through Alex. Let Alex call them. If Alex will call managers, it will happen. Because it's like the Ghana boxing, the whole Ghana boxing thing. Yeah, there are people that when they speak, Alex like this, Alex is like everybody's favorite. And Alex is not that kind of a person that will impose things on you. So if you push it to Alex and tell Alex, okay, let's push this agenda. If Alex accepts, it's easy for him to like talk to those Mebumba people. If it's Alex,
so you accept that the Mebumba will be a problem. You accept it.
Oh yeah, to be a problem, serious problem.
Yes.
Okay,
I don't understand. I mean, that is something that is so basic and simple. We can use to test our boxers without putting ourselves out there. If that is the worry, if you want to protect people's investment as some.
Okay. So with what you said about inviting, doing a closed door.
Let me answer your question. Mm-hmm. Right, I disagree with you that our amateur boxers are doing well. We are not doing well.
Who said they were doing well?
Ed was like, they are the same boxers, amateur boxers that do well, and when they get to professional level, we are not doing well. Ed, we are performing below bar in terms of the young fighters. Our young fighters are not doing well. If our young fighters are truly doing well, right, or they were spotted to be world hitters, international promoters would be chasing them at international games. Most of these Cuban fighters, we see them defect from Cuba, they are poached at international games. So immediately they go back to Cuba, they know that they have spoken to a promoter, in which if they are able to leave Cuba, is ready to promote them. How many of our fighters are out? Even Cuba, there is a national restriction promoters are able to still poach boxers from that country.
But
We that then
that's
we
why
that then
Negro was saying that most people that are
yeah,
watching these amateur shows, they don't have much boxing
yeah.
background. They just
We,
enjoying the
we,
show.
we that Ghana, we that have left our doors open. That international promoters, Eddie Hearn can sign a boxer on from Ghana if he puts up an excellent performance in the Olympic Games. We are not getting. That should tell us that our boxers may win one or two fights, but the criteria, the technique, and the delivery of their punches, how they win their fights, may not be the best. So if the scouts from these promotional companies watch them, you have won, but you don't have a long term future. So they will not sign you.
Mm.
That's just one. Two,
Yeah. Okay.
two, our boxers don't go through, like I said, the 7 stages.
What
If
are
you don't,
Go and introduce the 7 stages.
what are the 7 stages? Let me take a pen and paper right now.
Maybe over.
oh,
No, you come learn seven.
Shall I be my that's how I want to learn. I'm taking a pen and paper. I want
that
to
be
learn.
that be our slogan now.
let's say entry level where you don't know boxing. You don't know the boxing. Let's say I enter a boxing gym. First, I'll be
Charlie, make
trained.
you do this teaching later.
Okay.
Let's pause. You go talk for the next hour. The
Oh no, no, I'll
levels.
go. But I didn't tell me can have fun with the seven
Teach
stages.
them later. Teach them later.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. I'll come for extra classes here. I may continue.
So,
But so clearly our amateurs are not there. Our professionals are not there.
our
Why
coaches
can't
are
we?
not
Okay,
good, and
let's not have a
No,
people
close.
but let's
people
be fair.
are
I
not
mean,
good.
at the All African Games, they performed quite well. Other African countries came and they were able to, or some of our boxers did something.
Be careful. Be careful with that. And
See,
again,
the
I wish some of
African
these
games, the sense
competitions.
that came, it's only a few. It's only
I
a few
wish
that like are really good. And most of
we don't want to
the countries
like,
are not like boxing countries.
yes,
Okay.
we don't want to
Most of the African countries are not
diminish the
boxing countries.
accomplishments of these guys because
So
they
there,
still did well. But some people got medals by fighting one fight.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's the point I want to make. But
All
we
right.
understand that
But doc,
our
the same way somebody can go to competitions and then will also fight one fight and win a medal. So that one, yeah, it shouldn't be a criteria. Some people go for real competitions, and at the end of the day, they just got buy, and then they go
so that's
qualify.
what I'm saying
Yeah.
because of anything they have walkovers. So those ones you can't really use to measure how well they did in the competition. But what
no,
I'm saying is that Kofi, Edwin, Soa, Dela, why can't we? I really wish we could have an indoor. I'm not saying we should put our business out there. I'm not saying the fighters sparring indoor, closed door, all the stakeholders, some big conference room, and just be real that these are what we are doing wrong. These are what, like, you are doing it wrong. You are doing it, and let's just put it all
no,
down,
No,
put
no,
fire
no.
in it,
Okay.
and start it all
Let
back
me,
up.
okay, so this is my response to that. I think you cannot teach somebody who is not willing to learn. So it starts from the individual first. If you agree that I'm lacking in these areas and I'm open to learn and I'm open to other ideas, then you're able to see the opportunity around you to improve yourself and to get better. But if from the onset you come from a standpoint of having all the knowledge that has ever existed on the topic, then there's nothing extra for you to add, and whatever you try to do, Doc, will just be an exercise in futility.
But I mean,
and
isn't it a
let me ask,
no-brainer that we are not doing something right?
To
let
you,
me
it is.
ask,
To you,
See,
it is.
see,
To
The
dog,
you, it
dog,
is.
resource is
But,
not
dog,
but
matching what we are
dog,
doing.
dog. You see the thing that we have in Africa is ask Kofi, this boxing league that they are doing, the boxing league, ask Kofi about what happened. This was a project that I wrote. I was supposed to do with these guys. Do you know what they told me? They told me that I'm 27 and I was too young for $1.
Mebuba.
And they maybe back. That's the same thing that happened. See, to that the way we wrote the boxing league, how we were supposed to project this boxing league, they are doing a different thing altogether. And sometimes I sit down, I feel like maybe you've sabotaged me, right? But I came with like a good intentions. Do you get me, dog? So right now it's like the purpose of the boxing league is not being achieved. The thing
Okay.
was it should have moved around, but right now the boxing league is just at the Bukum Arena. And
Um,
See,
how do we grow numbers? If you are selling a product at a
uh,
place where just a few people that are used to it, you still want to sell to them. I mean, when you look at the Coca-Cola, when you look at the Nestle Ghana, when you look at some of these big company like this guy, the richest man in Nigeria, he knows there's cement in Ghana, but he brings his product to Ghana to market it. So if Bukom or Choco is where like boxing is, and you still want to keep it there for so many years, you don't want to take it around, then you're having a serious problem
look,
I mean,
because it's marketing. The more we are able to get the numbers,
you are veering into one other territory that will take us a long time to, which is
look,
the marketing aspect.
it is
And
not even just the marketing aspect. It is just not even the marketing. You see, people want to maintain boxing at a location, right? I'm not saying people should not eat or benefit from boxing. If they expand, they will become irrelevant.
mm,
If boxing expands, some people will become irrelevant. That is
mm,
the truth.
mm,
So they won't allow it. Because
mm,
I mean, it's a good
goes
point.
if boxing goes to Kumasi, boxing goes to Tamale, boxing goes to Saturday, and people are investing big money. You can't be using that your own shenanigans in faking records to spoil people's business. They don't know you, so they will take you on.
mm,
If
mm.
boxing expands, some people they can't work again.
Ish.
I'm
Well,
telling you the truth. That is the
well,
truth. You know it. You just
well,
don't want to mention it.
well. Time is fast spent, but there are a few things
Sometimes
that we agree on. I think we were all, I should say, sad about one of our guys losing in round one, but we do also agree that the fundamentals are exposing us. When the fundamentals are weak, what did he say? The exchange
The performance
on
will
this one,
expose us.
the ring will expose you.
The ring will expose you. Yeah.
So
The ring will
so
expose
this
you.
we all agree, and if anyone cannot will say that what we are saying is we are wrong and all that, then I don't know, because you don't this is not rocket science. The results are not showing. So obviously we have to do something. There is something that we are doing up to when we get to this international stages or big stages that does not make us perform well. We have to look at those things. If it is boxer development, training, all the other factors, management, we need to look at them and change them and do them right. I don't think we are insulting anyone or telling anyone they are wrong, or it's just logically the facts line up. The facts do not lie that we are not doing it right, because we have seen this so many times. There was one boxer whose name I have not mentioned. I always like this boxer because when you type his name, the pictures that come, he has about 10 belts on him. But on the international stage, he was exposed like nobody's business.
Please, what's his name?
No, I wouldn't say. but 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 obviously we are we are doing something. Obviously, we are doing something wrong. Kofi, we are ending. So if you want to come on, I'm going to give everybody a chance to give their last words. Obviously, we are doing something wrong that we need to fix for Ghana boxing, for African boxing, so that we are not exposed on these stages. I think everyone agrees. Maybe we are not going to solve it tonight, nor tomorrow, but hopefully our people that handle our boxers will listen, that we may not be having the mitts or the pads or whatever in the ring, but we do have experience of how some of these boxers are built. We follow it in this technology age. It's like saying that, say Alex Ferguson, I don't know, he never played soccer, so he can be a coach. You guys get the analogy. Maybe he played, I don't know. But it's like saying that because you are not, yeah, you are not in the ring, you don't know anything about boxing. I think if you start that as your basis, that is the wrong foot ever. Even if I'm not I never stepped in the ring, and I'm saying, look at why we are not doing well. I think you should be able to look at that. I'm not saying much, and I think we should all do that so that we can improve African boxing, so that we do well at the world stage. Final thoughts on Ghana and African boxing, and then we'll do a quick final thought on the Usyk Fury, and then we'll close up. On my right, first, I'm going clockwise, is Negro Soa. What do you think about what we just, a summary for what we Africa needs to do, Ghana needs to do, and then we'll move on.
For me, I believe we have a long way to go, but it doesn't matter how long it is. It's just about taking the first steps. We might not be the people that will enjoy from it, but at least maybe some people will come and they'll remember. Okay, there was maybe the lad, there was Edwin, there was Dog that started this project or proposed this. Coaches like Charles Corte, Carl Loco, they did up and gave a good standard for boxing to be built upon. So it's a long way. I mean, we have a lot of work to do, but I believe they should, like the coaches I mentioned, someone like Charles Corte, someone everybody listens to, same as Loco. And they have this new coaching association thing that they have going on. I feel like some of these things that we are saying, if they are looking at us or they are watching us, they should look at the positives. And if possible, we should all have a show or we should come together, think about it again, and write maybe a structure down that they can implement, because right now they are leading the coaching association. So it's a long way, but we need to start anyway.
All right, Medsport, your thoughts quickly on that one.
Quickly, we need a boxing style. We need to expand boxing to the various regions. The GBA should stop sanctioning fights in other regions. The GBA should be a supervisor and let regional bodies work. We must have Greater Accra Regional Boxing Association authority sanctioning fights in Greater Accra. Yes, in Ashanti, we should have it like that. So that the work of supervisor, so that we are able to check everyone who is doing wrong or right. Then that would also attract sponsors, because if we are about to have a national tournament, sponsors can come and know that my product is going to be marketed nationwide and not just one room at a particular event in Accra. Then we must improve our coaching. We must improve the bloggers or journalists that are passionate about boxing. We also need to improve a lot. Maybe sometimes the foreign content is too much. We don't go to the gym to cover the boxers, to give them the food. We also need to do so much for the boxers, because if, if they become great, we also become great. Since Oluwase, I'm going to tell you this. Since Oluwase got the Timberland fight, right? Oluwase had a fight on my channel, which the doctor were there, and his review fight. That fight had just about 400 views. That fight today, since the Chamberlain fight, has over 2,000 just because of the Chamberlain fight. The traffic is coming from the UK. So that tells us that if we are also able to cover our boxers the more and they get international exposure, we also would benefit.
All right, Edwin, quick one.
Charlie. um, I don't even know where to start from with this, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done back home, and the earlier we acknowledge it, the better. I think the way forward to me is that we put the boxers first. Um, in my experience, it seems as if all the stakeholders come in thinking of themselves only and how they will benefit or make the most out of the sports or out of this terrain. But um, I find that when you actually put the interests of the boxer first, the results that we are looking for will materialize. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
All right, Kofi, quickly. Africa and Ghana, you're on mute. Africa and Ghana boxing. A quick summary.
Okay, I think everything that everybody has said is right. We especially putting African boxers first, you know, and the Mebuba should be like something of the past. We should really uh, we should be open to like suggestions, because the only way we can grow is to allow um suggestions from people, and also trying it, or trying to at least implement it to see if whether we will get different results, because we can't be doing the same thing over like many years and expect different results, right? And so if something is not going right, yeah, maybe we need to listen to some like a different opinion, or implement new structures that we think will give us like the results that we're looking for. And once we get people who are going to be open to this sort of suggestions, I think we can move things forward, especially the people who are handling our boxing. So if I'm talking about the Ghana Boxing Federation president and his friends, I'm talking about the Ghana Boxing Authority and their friends, I'm talking about the coaches and their friends. You understand? These people are in a position that is not making the average Ghanaian boxer like achieve their dreams that they want to achieve. You understand? So yeah, it's high time that we implement, or we put in some new machines or machinery behind these wheels. Maybe that will make the change.
All right. Thank you all. Quickly, Usyk Fury. Um, your thoughts on that? I thought that Fury was going to win. Usyk took over. It was a great fight for heavyweight. I'm looking forward to the rematch. I thought that the best fighter won. Negro, what do you think?
Well, man, from the onset, I knew Usyk a split decision. And if Mr. Excellency is watching or looking at us, I'm one of the people that predicted Usyk split decision. So the $100,000, I'm actually looking forward to it. The first prize, I put in my email and everything.
Hey,
And,
yeah, did you?
oh yeah, really, I believe that His Excellency needs to look at Africa, because the prediction came from Africa, Ghana. We have one champion like Azuma, and they all say it's actually a good thing if the $100,000 comes to Africa, Ghana, because then again we'll donate something to Ghana boxing. The journalists, I like the whole boxing fraternity. We'll be averaging thousand kakra. So we should all pray that my prediction is Excellency will give you the money.
All right, Edwin, your take on the fight? 1 minute.
Right. I loved it. It was very entertaining. I like how Usyk tried to dominate from the onset, and then for a very brief moment, we all thought Tyson had found his rhythm, but in typical fashion of Usyk, he's always able to adjust. He's always able to make adjustments, and in this case, he didn't fail to do that. So he executed his game plan very well, and that's the thing about boxing: being able to make adjustments. Because you come in with your game plan, but if your opponent is able to counter, or find a reply or a response to it, what shows your intelligence or your ring IQ is how you are able to quickly adapt. And Usyk has shown to the world why indeed he is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
All right, Kofi, quickly.
I also feel like the fight could have also ended a draw. It was a good fight. Some of the rounds were very difficult to call. the difference for me was the knockdown, and I think the rematch. I actually give a lot of credit to Usyk for winning. I think he did an amazing job by winning the fight. Um, but again, it could have also been a draw, or it could have also gone the other way because another judge saw it differently. So I think in my head, I don't think I don't feel like I'm crazy. Then it means somebody also was seeing something else, you know. So uh, the main key or the key thing I'll take from the fight is that I've been part of history by witnessing like a fight like a
Mm.
5 years making kind of fight. I'm very excited that we're able to see it. I hope we can get a rematch and then see how it goes. But credit to both fighters. They really light up. Light up like the world of boxing. Every action from round 1 to round 12 was worth watching, and I think this is what like boxing fans live to or yearn to see. And we should see more of this.
All right, Mesh, you get the last word.
Okay, Usyk, congratulations on one of the best victory. Good performance by both pugilists by all standards, and I think that they really put their lives on the line for our entertainment. 25 years in the waiting, the right man won. Boxing was victorious, but Usyk is one hell of a champion.
All right, guys, thank you very much. We do this again on the next big fight. It was great talking to you all. Have a great morning. I know everybody is in morning now, except those of us in the East Coast.
Yeah.
Ghana, Africa, we do it again. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.